Between the suspect and the victim was very heated. It was verbal the whole time. At one point, the suspect draws a weapon, shoots the victim, and kills him in the theater.
The suspect is Curtis Reeves, 71. His victim was Chad Olson. It would appear from the reports that I've read that the victim was actually texting, his daughter's daycare babysitter. Is that correct?
As part of the investigation, our detectives are working on it, but we can say he was texting someone, but we can't tell you right now who he was texting.
And we also understand that Mr. Reeves, who is the man being charged with this offence, is apparently claiming that he feared for his safety because the victim threw popcorn at him. Can you confirm that?
We can. There's many things that are going out there, rumors, but I can tell you he's been charged with second-degree murder. We worked with our state attorney's office, Assistant State Attorney Manny Garcia. I can tell you he has been charged. And the one thing that comes up is, was this a stand your ground case? We wanted to make sure, detectives wanted to make sure that when he is brought to trial, that he is convicted and justice is served. And from our investigation, working with the state attorney's office, it was not a stand your ground case.
In terms of these two shootings, and we said at the start of the show, 245 people in America are hit by gunfire every day, of which at least 80, 90 lose their lives. The school shooting I just talked about is the 30th school shooting in America since Newtown, a quite extraordinary statistic. As a sheriff on the ground trying to deal with this gun violence epidemic, what do you make of it?
People commit violent crimes, whether it be a knife or a gun. The issue is that somebody decided to take somebody's life. And you know what? The gun didn't kill him. It was the triggers of the person that was arrested that pulled the gun and killed that person. So I can tell you from a law enforcement perspective, we're dealing with somebody who committed a homicide. The bigger issues we deal with are mental health and substance abuse. If we can deal with the mental health issues and substance abuse, we'll be much safer as a country.
But you don't feel as a sheriff on the ground there should be any changes to the existing gun laws?
No, as I go back to, this is about, we have mental health issues and substance abuse. The gun itself did not kill the victim here. It was the person who had the gun in his hands. And so I keep going back to the fact that, you want to talk about gun control issues. From a law enforcement perspective, we deal with mental health issues and substance abuse issues. It was violence. It was violence that killed, the victim yesterday. So, I keep reiterating it's mental health issues that we deal with in this country. That is paramount compared to gun control.
I mean, listen, I don't disagree with you that mental health is clearly a part of this, but I do take issue with the fact that many people in law enforcement that I talk to do try and persist in saying it's never the gun, when clearly there are many countries around the world that have strict gun control where you simply wouldn't have somebody armed with a gun in a movie theatre. It would be strictly illegal, and people wouldn't have the access to firearms. Surely it would make your job as a law enforcement officer easier if less people who perhaps were susceptible to mental health issues and other issues like that did not have such ready availability of guns.
At any time there's a homicide, where a gun was involved, you can say gun control is the issue. However, from our standpoint we can tell you there's also times where people are in their house and somebody breaking in, and to protect their family, their gun is what saved them and their family. So, I can argue just the opposite way, that guns do protect Americans.
245 Americans, or people in America, are hit on average every day by gunfire. Do you think that that is the same kind of number of people who protect themselves by using guns to save their families every day?
Well, you want to talk about statistics, we can also talk about how many people are killed because of DUIs, driving under the influence. It'd be one of those things, criminals have guns. If you want to ban guns from good people, criminals are still going to get them. They're going to smuggle them through into this country, and they're still going to have them. So you can create laws that will ban guns. Bad people are still going to get them. You can create laws that are going to ban drugs. Bad people still get them. So, I think we have to talk about the bigger issues. Why are people committing these crimes? And I go back to the fact that we have mental health and substance abuse issues. That's exactly what needs to be talked about, and that's what has to be addressed.
Okay, Sheriff Notker, thank you very much indeed for joining me.
Thank you.